All right, so I guess we are live.
In full effect, baby.
Full effect. This is Game and Debate. We,
Episode 2.
episode 2, Salty Showdown. Now we don't have like a actual introduction, but we'll figure that out.
Hell yeah, we're gonna figure that shit out. Oh no, this guy does lot. I got an introduction for you. Oh god. Uh, uh, uh. Yeah, all these sound effects is exactly what I should have. Wait a minute. This doesn't seem right. I'm still losing so far. I'm late. No.
Yeah, shit just got real.
It did. It's like they amped up on that second wave. The first wave was all like, oh yeah, this is nice and cool. Then it's like, oh nah, fuck that. We ain't going down like that. Damn.
Yeah, that's
Pistols and melees only. Oh wow. But what yeah, we should definitely do an intro though. I mean, I know what I have to say for me, but you know, we should all definitely have like an intro.
Well, I don't have an intro, but I'm gonna just say hello there. I'm Branch, and this is Game and Debate, and we're here with Jules and Jitterbug JJ.
That's right, baby.
You got anything to say, guys?
What is up, people? We about to give you a show tonight, and it's about to be fucking amazing. So stick around if y'all want to have a good low-key time on a Friday night. Also, my handle is Knami, just in case you prefer something else to call me by. But feel free. Anyways, I'll kick it over to Elaine. God dang, I died during my intro. That's not a good way to start.
Hey, I'm Jitterbug JJ. Here to play a little bit of Uncharted while doing this little debate thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
She made it seem like we were playing outside in the sandbox. We just do this little debate thing. She's like, I could be out here doing some other things tonight, but I'm here to entertain this little debate thing tonight. So, you know, they asked me to be here.
So that's other stuff.
All right,
Oh man. Yeah, we ready.
All right. Save.
Oh shit, where are you, baby?
All right, who is not immune? This is
So
different.
this one is Salty Showdown. We're doing racial and cultural integration and appropriation in the U.S.
Damn
The
Skippy.
U.S. of A. I'm trying to figure out why y'all getting on the light level.
I don't know either, bro. Okay, now I know why. Because some of wait, what? Oh wait, so from behind they're like they have hit points, but if I go face to toe with them, they're invincible. That shit was okay, man. Oh man, this is about to be fucking real interesting tonight. I swear I'm good at this game. I swear, I just never played survival. Oh my gosh, which I'm apparently not great at doing. Oh yes, we took them out. Why are these guys immune? Okay, never mind. Pistols and melee only. So where are the fucking people who we're supposed to kill? Or do they have to be down? For it's fucking weird.
Yeah, when that bot was on hit, man, she was one-siding people.
Oh damn, he said mute. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's got to be some of them that we can kill and others that we can't.
Oh man. Oh shit, it's wasting bullets now. I'll use some of these bullets. Oh shit, I can't kill him. Oh shit.
Are they? What? I don't understand.
What the hell? Come on, what? Yeah.
That dude is immune. You need to leave him alone.
Melee.
Oh, they're melee.
Oh, pistol. Oh, that's our rules. Oh, okay. I thought those were their rules. Ha! I knew that. All right, maybe this will be a different ball game now. Yeah, much better ball game. Ha ha.
I was wondering what they.
Yeah, son. I'm a gangster.
Handguns. You got any handguns?
Always. Come pick this one up over where I'm at.
Where are you?
I'm right here. You can always find me at the green icon. Oh, son! Get off my debate partner.
Of my debate partner.
Drive! Tag team off the roof. Off the dome up in the chute. Oh no, get off me. Oh, he counted me. Nah, fam, it ain't going down like that today. Where the fuck did she go? Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Yo! Yo! Oh my god! I'm about to die.
Damn it.
I'm down.
All right, hold up. Let me see if I can heal the fuck up real quick. All right. I am coming. Just don't you die. Not yet. Oh, who am I telling? I need to not fucking die. Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can.
Elaine, when
Coming
you're
to
fighting
see the day.
and they like holding their guns, just press triangle and it goes into another fighting stance or whatever.
Come here, come here. You have no idea what I had to do, but that's okay. All right, we got them power weapons, but not that it matters. All right, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. It's nah, no. Going GTA style on you fools. Oh, they got the hunters. Careful. Oh, what am I telling?
We did it.
Damn, Skippy.
All right. All right. So who wants the first question?
You can go.
No, I started last time, didn't I? Or who started last time?
Oh yeah. He was last. He had the last question last time. All right. So we can. I guess we can go with Elaine. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Take center stage, baby.
All right, Elaine. When it comes to cultural integration, is it an advantage or a disadvantage?
Cultural integration, is it an advantage or disadvantage? I think it's an advantage. You know, you get to know about different people and stuff like that. You get to like know about different cultures, different languages, and I think any society would benefit from that. You take the strengths and weaknesses of each culture and integrate it with your integrate it with integrated within our society.
Yo, this is gonna be mad hard trying to run around, fucking trying to explain this shit.
Yeah. She's doing good though. You have anything else on that?
No.
No. Jules?
So I'm just gonna go play devil's advocate here, and I'm gonna say it's not good. It's not good in the long run. Oh, get off of me! All right, so tell this guy. All right, you take him out. All right, we gonna explain now. Okay, so my reasoning. Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to make a point. My reasoning behind all this is that we've tried for years to try to get along with these white nationalists out here. So let me stop. But it's white people in general out here, and sorry, some white people. And oh my gosh, see, that's what happens right now. They keep trying to hold me back. And honestly, I feel like our rights have always been like on the back burner compared to everyone else's. It could be transgenders, it could be, you know, Asian Pacific Islander, you know, LGBTQ, all that good stuff. But when it comes to black people's rights, man, we just get shitted on, and I just feel like if we started heading back over to where, as they say, came from, then, you know, we could actually have a nice little Pan-Africanism going on, and we can all just be a part of our own people and serve our own self-interests and all that good stuff without having to try to appease to people who we've been doing for so long and don't necessarily care about our interests and put them on the forefront at any point in time. So that's where I'm standing with that. Bring it on, motherfuckers. Oh, get off me.
You got anything on that, Elaine? What
Yeah,
you just said?
of all that, like I think a society that has like different, I mean, a place that has different cultures and all that, which breeds understanding, empathy, and all that. If all I know is one type of way of living, then that like stunts my growth on knowing about other people,
Oh, wow.
their plights and their struggles and all that. Now, if it was just black people hanging around with black people, you know what I mean, you wouldn't have any. You wouldn't have any insight on anybody else. You just have what you know, and what you know, and that breeds ignorance. And ignorance can breed hate. So I think exposing people to different cultures, different ways of living, different foods, different languages, and all that bonds people together. That's something people tend to bond over food. People tend to bond over like sharing the same language and stuff like that. If I can speak 2, 3 languages, that's just like 2 or 3 more friends that I get to talk to, that I get to understand, that I get to know the culture more in depth from a person that comes from that culture than something on TV, and they'll probably do nothing but stereotypes. Black people that usually don't hang around know about black people because all they know is what they see on TV, what they're exposed to. They don't know anything about Asian culture because all they know is like movies and stuff like that. But if they know an actual person from that culture, and they'll tell you, nah, that's not the real way, or that's part true and part not, then that would open people's eyes to a different people and make people not be so racist. I think that would help. That's why I think America is cool. Because a lot of places, you know, they get to expose yourself from other cultures. Should we be more together and all that? That's the only thing. People think that because they integrated with somebody, they should like not integration, but like actually get rid of their culture to fit in. You know, nobody said fit in. A lot of those other cultures, they come over here from America and all that. They still keep their culture, their way of living, their food, what they deem as important in their lives or their daily lives or whatever. That's where they keep it at. But at the same time, that being around Americans and different cultures and all that, they get to see that nope, that's not true about all black people. That's not true about all women. That's not true about all white people. So I think that's what the benefit is.
Well, let me ask you this: Has America stripped us of our culture?
Yes. But the thing is about black people, we adopted new culture. Like we have our culture too. Well, you know now we have like music. We have the way we cook our foods. We adapted to America, but we still kept some type of culture. It might not be whatever part of Africa our ancestors came from culture, but we invented our American culture, African American culture, or black culture, or whatever you like to call yourselves, or whatever you think is right. Oh shit.
You have anything on that, Jules?
Matter of fact, I do. Fuck that. Like I said, we've tried to get in where we fit in and try to explain to these people that we are different, that there's different types of being black people out here, and this is how we do different shit sometimes. But that has not stopped the fact that we haven't had any type of full integration out of here in forever. It's ever since we came to this country on the first slave ship, man. So forgive me for just being like, maybe we should just stick to our own. I get it that we could still get like some different perspectives, but who's to say we couldn't have figured this shit on our own? Hell, half the time, the stuff that certain people, like whether it's white, Indian, or others, we've already done. They thought about certain technology and certain parts of science. We've done that beforehand. And, you know, all they'd want to do is rewrite history. So what's the point in just trying to sit back and be with people who want to just take advantage of us once again in any way, shape, or form? Like, you say America, you know, is great because of all these different things, but people tend to forget slavery didn't happen not that long ago. And at any point in time, whenever there was invention of ours, it got downplayed. Whenever these days, whether it's a hairstyle, a fashion, whatever the case may be, you see people all the time trying to take advantage of the shit that we did and then trying to act like they were the first ones who did it. Like, it's sickening, man. Tired of that. So, honestly, it might just be good just to get back to us, being around some of our own. And I'm not trying to say that other people, can't come by, visit this and that, but the whole integration thing, like, this country is 78% white. Like, why is it that we can't get like movies or Hollywood or any type of important position in this country? Because they don't want full integration. They know that the economy would change, the socioeconomic status, the status quo in general would just change, and people are not comfortable with that. So once again, I'm in favor of us just going out doing our own thing. Yeah, that's where I stand on it at this point.
Okay. Elaine, is that it?
Integration has done a lot for this country. It changed a lot of people's minds about not just Black people, and that the fashion industry and all that, and all that, they steal from every culture. You know what I mean? And the thing, that's what the whole thing is, being an American. Being in America, you got so many places and beauty that you can find in each culture. The way they live, their hairstyles, their clothing. I seen so many different people come from different parts of the world. Like, I would rock that. But I went and the difference is do they get do they get any type of not benefit, but I lost words. Do we get any this don't work. It seems like I can't think and do this. Oh my God. Words losing me, man. Are we getting the accolades? I don't know. Why is that coming in my head? For like what we did, what we accomplished, and what we have contributed to this to America. Sometimes we didn't. I think we're slowly getting there. People calling people on their bull ass and be like, well, Black people, this came from this part of Africa, this part of India, and stuff like that. That's the only thing people need to know. Like, this part came from this person, or this influence, or what I mean. And the fact that we get like so many people in one melting pot like America, we can get different great minds together and come up with something great. You know what I mean? Instead of just having one type of idea, one type of thing. And it's like different people, different voices, different experiences, different languages, different types of food. You know what I mean? It's cool. Oh shoot, last target remain. Target. There you go. There you go, baby.
Yeah.
Die.
Okay, so you done on that, Elaine?
Yeah. Long fever.
Anything else, Jules?
No.
No? Okay.
I'll leave that one.
All right, let me move that one. Let's see. Okay.
My God. Die. Oh shit.
Yeah, buddy.
So the next question is, Jules, do you think we should force integration on all Americans, regardless of what they want?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I do. Because, and this is my thinking behind this, right? I feel that, and yes, I'm changing my stance here.
That's right.
So now let me start. All right, for real. So still playing devil's advocate. No, I'm just gonna say no on that one, because once again, we've tried to do it, whether it's sharing food, culture, fashion. We've been trying to think of different ways to get along together, to have different events that people can all come out and experience, and people come out and they do it. But once again, at the end of the day, it doesn't change the core of this country and how it operates. And that's my biggest problem with this. So, oh shit. Oh shit. This is why we don't have integration right here. No, no. Oh. All right, I'm coming. I'm coming. Oh, nope.
Oh,
Okay.
damn.
Yeah, just got unloaded on. But all right, so back to the point. We just it's just tiring, man. It's been years and years and years, and I feel like the same effort hasn't been taken on opposite ends, whether that is, white, Hispanic, whatever the case may be. People are just so to themselves, just even on an individual level these days, for us to even like come together as a people, like even within our own communities. So I feel like being able to just once again lead towards Pan-Africanism, we can just link together, form our own nations again, link all the diaspora together, and it'll be great. And it could just be, it might be like a little Wakanda, just we'll be off the grid. We can just invent shit. No one tries to fucking take it. We ain't got to worry. That's another thing. I'm tired of having to worry about fucking, being stereotyped, ostracized, and just set up at any point in time in a system that has never been made for us. Point blank, period. So if you don't want to stick around and just, play second fiddle to every other, white person in here, like, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling it. Because at the end of the day, people can say, oh, well, it's not the same for everyone else, this and that. But for the vast majority of us, the ones who don't get helped out, whether it's through our lacking school systems, in general, the justice system, and just, the health system, my God, man. We're always like the lowest in this country. And like I said, every time we want to integrate and do something, it just fails. Even our dollars don't go to where, black owned businesses should go to. Like, what is it? They say like only about like 2 million or some odd like that goes towards like the however many billions of dollars that circulate through this country in any type of business, because we get all of our shit from Walmart and all these other, white owned and, just different ethnic owned companies. And we don't even help each other out here. So I'm tired because we want to integrate, but no one else does not. It's only convenient for, certain companies like the Black Lives Matter movement. Like, okay, cool beans. Like, you want to be about it. But then as soon as it comes to paying us better wages or actually sponsoring certain events that actually are pro us and actually moving the needle in this country, then they're like, sorry, no, you guys don't pay enough for that. So, I feel like it's just about the money at the end of the day at times. So, yeah, I'm ended on that. I'm ended on that note.
Okay. Elaine?
Say the question again.
Do you think we should force integration on all Americans, regardless of what they want?
I don't think we should force America. The only problem I have is where you sit there and try to force your way of thinking on me. Like, if you don't be a league integration or mixed race mix or whatever, that makes you happy, sure. But when it approaches like on my like civil rights, then I think somebody should be free of thinking of whatever they want to think. But when it's making laws and making laws for this stuff like that, that's when, oh shit.
Come here. Where you going? Don't run into the enemy.
Was that it on that, Elaine?
I don't think nobody should be forced into doing that. No. I think everybody should have the right to feel what they want to feel, as long as they're not making any laws that can harm or hurt specific groups or whatever to mess up their civil rights or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Is that it?
Yeah.
Jules?
All right, I'm gonna say this. How Sway? How Sway? Like I'm all about people, thinking what they want to think and doing all this and that or the other. But at the end of the day, when we let people do that, we've seen where that's got us. And what do you mean? Like, as long as there's no rules or laws that stop people from doing what they do, they've been doing that since day one. Since day fucking one. They couldn't keep us after we, became slaves, so they branded us criminals, In more recent times, I am dying. But in more recent times, now we have this voting rights issue, which a lot of these states are actually like for. And it infringes upon us as a country to actually have voting rights to put in what we need to say or what we want to say about this country. And a lot of them are okay with that, because as long as that it's not completely impossible and you're actually able to go out and vote somewhere, even though it might not be convenient for you, which the voting process is supposed to be, then, it's all good. Knowing that it affects more black and brown people than any other type of people in this country. And they just know that over the course of time that white people are going to be, at least a good amount of them are going to be like the minority up to like, was it 20, 30, something like that. So honestly, at the end of the day, you can't really just say like, unless they don't have it, because they're already in place. They're already in place, and they've been in place for so long. But without going too off topic of that, that's what I gotta say about
that. Eli?
I'm still with the with people having the right to feel what they would feel. I think every citizen has the right to raise their kids they want as they see fit, to think the way they see fit. And if it don't stop, who's to say what's the right word? Who's right in thinking this way or that way? Like, why? Who's going to enforce it? How would they enforce something like that?
Them.
Huh?
No, but, sorry, I got ahead of myself. Continue.
That sounds like some dangerous thing to enforce. To have it, you can't think this way, you can't think that way. And how would they enforce it? That seems like that's like meddling with people's civil rights right there. The whole thing of Americans, supposed to be allowed to think the way we think, raise our kids the way we want, or whatever. As long as it's not going around messing with the average citizen. I can be a different religion than somebody. Some other countries, you can't be that religion. You'll persecute people believe in a certain way, or talking against their government officials. You know what I mean? Going around protesting and all that. We have the right to protest if we think injustices are there. And money. Let's say you should say more black-owned businesses. I agree there should be more black-owned businesses. But the thing is, we need to learn how to support it, and don't sit there and just and that's your choice to just support that type of thing or support different types of things. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody like one style of clothing. Like, I like going overseas sometimes to get certain clothing. And then I like going to like local shops and get some. Going to Etsy and getting little businesses on my business, like little African beads or something. I like different things, and I like that living here, getting access in this technology, the day and age that I grew up on, that I'm living right now, witnessing, is way different than it was in the 60s. The racism, the justice system. Do I think we need to prove on some stuff? Hell yeah. Like racial profiling, stuff like that. But the thing is, we can't just sit there expect to grow as people and shut everybody else out and only talk to people that look just like you.
It works for China. It's like, no, I'm joking.
Yeah, they just got to worry about the gender issue.
And we know about some of them have their biases too, because the only thing they see or exposed to are what you see on TV. And that's a disservice to them. Until they come over here, they'll see, oh, not all black people are this way. Oh, not all white people are this way. You know what I mean? So that's what being exposed to different cultures do to you. Open your eyes. If
That's fine. We can be exposed, but then we can go right back home, baby. It's like going to see a movie. Oh, that was cool. I got that experience. I can go right back home now.
To other cultures.
Just saying.
Anybody have anything else on that?
Nah.
You good?
I'm gonna leave it alone for now. I'm gonna leave it alone. Maybe we'll come back to this in another session.
All right. So who we got? It's back to Elaine, right?
Yeah. Get this shit. All right. Tired of losing.
All right. So Elaine, is cultural appropriation wrong? Can it perpetuate racism and racist stereotypes?
Cultural appropriation. This is the only thing I've had problem with that. Is when one culture takes it on and as if it's their own. Now, if I still then have like clothes that's inspired by another culture, you know what I mean? I would still then say, yeah, this is inspired. This got like if I was a fashion designer, this was inspired by China, East China, or whatever. This was inspired by this and that, by stuff like that. If they give credit to that culture, then that makes sense to me. It's not wrong. I don't think it's wrong in that sense. Because somebody is inspired by another culture and they introduce it to their part of the country. Because believe it or not, I think all cultures do that. Like, has like you go to Asia or whatever, you'll see a bunch of stuff, American stuff, and retro American T-shirts and stuff like that. Stuff you may have seen it since the 90s and 80s and stuff. Music, you know what I mean? If it was like nobody would never hear about certain African American artists and stuff like that. Only but a few would hear it. Like that's the whole cool thing about it. You get to expose other people of the beauty of your culture. Like that's what's cool about it. I don't think it perpetuates stereotypes unless I know I never heard of cultural appropriation perpetuate stereotypes. Could be wrong. You gotta give me an example of one. Oh shit! No, go blast me! Damn it all!
Damn.
Well, that's my take. It would perpetuate stereotypes.
How would I think of that? Like if you see someone, I'm gonna just say something random. Like you see a dude dressed up as an Indian, and he like got the Indian get up on, and he's like going around like chanting and shit.
Is it part of his religion? Because some people take on religions from different parts of the world. That's
I don't know if it's his religion. I'm just giving you an example, but
that's what you talking about chanting.
But even if it is a religion, you don't think it's that person is probably like stereotyping them?
No, I mean if that is a religion that's prevalent in a certain culture or different part of the world, I don't think that's a stereotype. As long as you're not disrespecting or making fun of it or making it like a costume or something like that. Like somebody try to do an Asian accent and they make a certain like certain sound stuff that that's like that accent is like making fun of that culture. As long as you're not making fun of that culture, respecting that culture. And some people like certain things. Some people, especially the black people, talk a lot about stuff. Keep it real. A lot of stuff we do like kind of cool. The way we have ourselves, the way we style, like our clothing, our songs, our music.
Oh my God.
The way we dress. A lot of different cultures adopted that. Not even from here.
Okay. Jules, you got anything on that?
Sorry, I'm going to try to revive her while also getting my point across. Okay, yes, we did it. Yeah. Okay.
What is that? Is
The
that
wrath of Indra. You better pay some respect. Put some respect on Indra's name. Indra has saved you. You're welcome.
Idra, the actor?
Not Idris Elba. Fuck Idris Elba right now. He is not doing anything for us. It's like so I'm sorry. Did you say that if appropriation was you said disrespect, or I'm sorry, what was the question?
Oh, is cultural appropriation wrong? Can it perpetuate racism and racist stereotypes?
Oh yeah, yeah. And to that effect, it's one of those things where it's a very, very gray area in some senses, and it's like a very thin line between appreciation and then appropriation. Because like with the whole Native American thing, and a guy just saying woo 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 while wearing like the feathers, and just prancing around, and like if you did your research and you know why Native Americans wear this or why they do this dance, then okay. I don't care how uncoordinated it looks. I mean, damn, that might just be disrespectful there. But as long as you were doing it out of the love of the culture and that's why you're doing it, then sure. But then it becomes disrespectful when, we get a fucking team called the Redskins. And the fucking the Indians, the Cleveland Indians, that shit. And when we just fucking have, once again, fans in the stands going, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm about to fucking die and shit. And then you're just out here. Oh my god, I just died again. I need a minute. I'm dying way too much. Okay. So yeah, and then what is it? They had an issue with like Kim Kardashian wearing like some cornrows, which she called like some actresses' braids, as if she was the first black actress to ever do it, and no other black person was to wear these cornrows. Like, that's what the fuck I mean, man. Like, this appropriation shit is ridiculous. And once again, it's certain people, they tend to be white at times, and fucking even certain Hispanic men and women, they rock some of the hairstyles. It's cool, man. And even some of them, they took it and they adopted it as their own to a certain extent, as far as like Hispanics and Native Americans, which is fine, once again, as long as you're respecting the culture. But then the same thing with the fashion or whatever the hairstyle is. If you're just doing it simply because it looks good, I feel like you're just, that's appropriation. That is absolute appropriation, because you're just using it as a style, a fad, and that's all it is to you. Holy shit. And it's nothing more. You don't appreciate where it came from, who brought it over here, the history or any of that. Like, that's how it gets seen a lot of times. We get taken advantage of our music, what we wear, how we talk, our jokes, swag, all of that. But, when it comes to, once again, being part of the culture in other ways and helping the people out at any point in time, then you're not really about it. And then, yes, I would also consider that a form of like appropriation and just blatant disrespect.
Elaine?
I do agree with them. There's a thin line between appropriation and appreciation. Like I said, if the people would stop saying Bo Derek, like I know what you're talking about with Kim Kardashian, the white
the Bo Derek braids, that's what she called them.
It was like a white lady back in the day that wore them long golden braids. And I'm like, that's been number one popular like crazy back then with African Americans and Africa and stuff like that. But we don't call it braids or whatever. I guess they call it that because that was the famous white woman at the time, and nobody really had that look. Even black people in media with that type of hair. We only mostly seen it around our culture. I think the one time I seen something like that was like from Good Times with Velma. Velma came back home with some braids, dating a black African guy, and her hair, that shit was tight. But yeah, you hardly ever see that. But I think being in America, that you're gonna see some like a lot of styles getting bit off or whatever.
Elaine, you got to come back to the siege area.
Yeah, you got to kill them in the siege area, or y'all gonna have to keep on killing people.
But yeah, I do believe that. But I do
Oh
believe
shit.
that we should get credit. I mean, other cultures should get credit and all that. But appropriation, I'm not for that. For like them to just take credit for it and saying I came up with this and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
I know, right?
Anything else on that?
Nah.
Touche. I'm good with that. Yeah.
All right. All right. Who's next?
I believe it's me.
All right. I mean, y'all kind of already touched on these stuff, but I'm gonna ask my questions anyway.
Do it. This is once again. This is just us playing in the playhouse of Ramos. That's all we're doing right now.
Oh my
All right.
gosh.
All right. So when it comes to religion, music, clothing, or even rituals, should some things be kept sacred, or should all things be free to adopt?
Ooh,
Uh,
damn, that's a tough one. Mm. Oh man, you know what? Because I'm going with my stance. Yes, some things should be sacred. I guess my reasoning for that. Sometimes, you just see people fucking take shit. Like once again, it's the music or how just we act, in movies and this and that or the other. There's a grenade over there. But and I just feel like at certain points in time, man, like we just don't get like the same proper. It's like how I know this is gonna sound really bad, but traditions of food. So oh my gosh, no, we were there. I guess like African dances. That's what I'll go with. You just see some of that being done by other people, and you don't really see it that often. But I feel like if you did, it just wouldn't look right. And some people might just say that's not a good a reason for someone not to adopt it. But if it's supposed to be done a certain way, and you just go around and you make like these improvisations to it, and and once again, not to say because some traditions are just fucking bad, but there was nothing wrong with it, and if it ain't broke, why fix it? And why have someone else have the possibility to just mix it up, change it up whenever they can? Like, it's a tough one, but I do feel like some shit should be sacred. I'm trying to think of a better or different example of this. That's a good fucking question, man. Ramos, you're fucking too good. You're too good. I didn't think of this one. Man. Okay. Like, and I guess religion is also a tough one too. Certain rituals, I guess, in that as far as like, if you wanted to change like baptism, for instance, like I'm sure you could, right? But at the end of the day, it's supposed to be done in holy water and this is that. Or someone's just like, you know what? What if we wanted to do it with wine and did it in the, the blood of Jesus? I'm like, come on, man. No, that's a bit much. And some people are like, I don't see what's so bad about it. Just keep it the way it is. Just keep it the way it is, baby. It wasn't hurting nobody. It was nice. It was sweet. Oh, we about to end this. We're about to end this right here, Elaine. But yes, that's my stance on this.
Okay, Elaine.
It depends. I think it depends on the people. What they want to keep secret or what they think they want to take or whatever. Because some religions and all that, they want certain things they rather keep within their families or whatever.
Damn. We need one more.
For me,
oh my God.
In my head, I don't think anything wrong with that. I think we should share as much as our knowledge as a human race, as much as we can. When it comes to religion, like Jesus might not be the guy for me. Maybe Allah, whatever. or whatever would bring me to be a better person or whatever. I don't think I should tell somebody what to practice, what to do, or whatever. I don't think sometimes it depends on the culture. Some cultures hold tight with certain rituals and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's up to that culture or what they want to say.
Help me! Oh no.
Jeez.
I can't. Yeah,
What did you say?
I said that I don't think anything. I said I think it depends on the culture of what they want to keep sacred within that culture. If they want to, then sure. Me myself, I don't think that's a. I don't think is any thing wrong with sharing your culture or what you think is or religion or music or whatever or dancing. I think we should all learn from each other rather than keep stuff like that. That's just the way I think.
Anything else on that?
There's a certain amount of respect in there.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
I was gonna say like food. Damn it.
I found out a lot of different types of food. If we just, you know what I mean?
But once again, right? Like, okay, every year someone makes mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. This is a good one, I feel. Yeah, you freaking know. Everyone makes their share of mac and cheese, and let's be real. The way we fucking make mac and cheese is the fucking greatest. We don't nut that crap shit. And as an American, Black American cultural thing, it's fucking baked mac and cheese. You know what it is. I don't care. There's no imitations, no exceptions. So that should never fucking change. Ever. Don't just, you can add like extra cheese to it. You can add different types of cheese to it, baby. That's fine. I'll say that. But the way it's made, no. Leave that shit alone. Leave that in a fucking glass container. Never to be touched and augmented ever. Just let that shit be. Like, my dad's side of the family is all from Trinity. And once again, I'm sure there's a lot of fucking ways to do doubles or, curry or callaloo, pilau, all that other good stuff. But nah, man, just let the cultural speak for itself. We don't need any other one dipping it in, just if it's off the record, okay, cool. Like if you're doing it for some like, Iron Chef show, yeah, cool, all right, cool. But to say like this is how it's made and have the audacity to say that, nah, fam. No. Strike that from the record. This is the way it's supposed to be done. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's like behind me. Motherfucking.
Anything else on that line?
I think that's all.
You said that's it?
Huh? Yeah.
All right, so I guess you're next then, all right?
Yeah, she's up.
Let's see.
That's it. Look out. No.
All right.
No.
All right, we gonna do
Eli.
it this time. What the fuck we get them?
So when one adopts a different culture, would you consider it cultural appreciation or cultural appropriation?
If it's if that person adopted it fully and actually respect the religion or whatever, and not making fun of or disparaging the culture, nah, I think it's appreciation.
Say it again.
There's appreciation.
Appreciation.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they fully adopt the religion, it's like not everybody.
Man, there's a lot of grenades getting thrown out here.
Right. Oh no.
Not everybody wants to believe in Jesus. Not everybody wants to believe in the heaven and hell. Not everybody wants to believe in that or subscribe to that. And that's okay. Or some people do believe in that, but they think that there should be that religion is better fit for them in their lifestyle. And sometimes if it was nobody exposing you to that side of the world or whatever, that religion or whatever, you would have never found something that you thought was great. That's foolish. As long as you approach it with respect and fully adopt that type of day, fully adopt the ways or whatever, then it's appreciation. Nobody's getting respected. Nobody's getting hurt. Nobody's being made a cartoon. Your religion isn't a cartoon or
God, stop moving. God damn.
Or your people aren't a costume or cartoon or a stereotype.
Yeah.
There's ways of showing that you appreciate.
Fuck.
You got anything else? Anything on that, Jules?
Hold on. I'm trying to. No, what is not moving?
No.
Shit. Ramos, I just want to win. Okay, hold on. Okay.
You only got 3 left.
I know, right? Shit. I'm just. Oh. All right, keep going. Just keep walking. My way. Yep. There we go. All right.
Oh.
2 more. One more.
Where the hell?
Oh, right there. Oh, we did it. These in your face. Look at me laughing at it. Okay. The question was if you adopt a baby, is that a cultural appropriation or appreciation?
I'm going to teach you ways of African baby. I'm white as hell.
No, what was it though?
When you adopt the baby. Oh, jeez. When one adopts a different culture, would you consider it cultural appreciation or cultural appropriation?
Oh, okay. All right. Once again, shit. All right, let me go. I gotta go pick Thea, but I'll answer on the way over.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Die. Don't run away. Die.
Yeah, I think it's a very sensitive, thin line. I'll just say again. You really have to be careful. Once again, if you are doing things like tradition, for example, you want to make sure that you are doing it. Maybe even ask a friend if you know somebody, right, who is, Hispanic, Native American, Vietnamese, whatever the case may be. Just like, hey, if you're within your own culture, how is this festival celebrated, or how is this dance done, or what do these lines mean if I happen to say something, because let's just say you try to adopt a language from somewhere, right? As we've learned going to Otakon this year, and hearing it from other people, the way you set your tone and how you say things to whether they're people of a certain gender, of a certain age within the culture, that all matters. Because if you just say the words sometimes and your tone is off, or you use the wrong surname or whatever it's called, or suffix, then that is taken as offense in certain cultures. So, and then certain things that you might try to carry over from yours might not necessarily translate well over into a different one.
God damn it.
So, so you have to be very, very careful about doing it. Just, be respectful about it. I really do think that where your heart is at any point in time is what dictates how well this process goes. Because, if you're just doing it to show off for a girl that you like within said culture, or you're just saying oh yeah, doing this is so easy, there's nothing to it, blah, 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 then it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good in the long run. What was it? There was another issue too about a certain celebrity. I think her name was Rita Ora or something like that. And they said because she grew up around a lot of black people in her hood in London, and it was they were related the culture to the people there. So it was one of those things where because she was white, she got a lot of backlash from it. And then I just feel like even that is a very, very great because
fast mother.
You're going in and out, or you froze.
Oh, sorry. Hold on one second. I think
I'm on the game. I'm by myself.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, as I was saying, I also have a friend, Charlie, right? And she is, from Beaufort, South Carolina. She went to school with, apparently a school that was pretty much all black people. But she is possibly one of the cutest little charming yet very southern white girls that you'll ever meet. She's into like, punk and rock and music and stuff like that, which isn't necessarily what resonates with black culture to at least an extent. So I just feel that at any point in time, if you adopt a culture, which you don't necessarily have to simply because you're around it, but if you want to be around it, then yeah, do your research, and just make sure that you do it right. Because otherwise, if you're gonna half-ass it or just do it just to stunt, then nah, man, you're doing yourself a disservice for not being genuine. You're doing the people who you're trying to imitate a disservice at any point in time. But yeah, so that's where I stand on that issue.
Okay. Elaine?
Same thing. As long as you respect the culture and fully put yourself to it, whatever, whether it be living there or adopting the culture. Because if you're gonna adopt it, fully adopt it. Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right, so that's it on that, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good with that.
All right, who's next? Who did I start? That was Jules, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this one is, so when a person moves to a place that has a different culture, obviously, should he lose his own if it offends that place? If his culture offends that other culture, should he lose his?
Okay, so I won't say he should just completely lose it, but I do feel that when it's appropriate, he or she can practice wherever they need to while still embracing the new culture that they've come into. I feel like this is touchy, because you see a lot of people who immigrate over to America, and they, I feel like it's almost even on a generational level, but they don't adopt either some or a lot of things culturally that we do over here, like regardless of race. But yeah, if you're going over somewhere, I definitely think that you should adopt theirs, and just practice it. Because obviously you have your own roots of where you come from. But yeah, at the end of the day, more so cater to the one that you're now trying to be a part of, because you're trying to integrate over into a society that is, trying to be accepting of you and what you have to offer. But I feel if you're going to live and stay there and be a part of it, then yeah, you should definitely, bring whether it's like, how they do certain things at home, how they take care of family, how they raise kids, all of that. You should definitely just, take some of that into you, because I feel like that's what it is. And if you're not giving that, I don't feel like you're giving the full experience a chance at that point in time. So, yeah, I absolutely think so, because I feel like that's an issue where, like, say if you're a couple and you get together with somebody and let's say you move back to their homeland and you were just so used to doing things back over there, it's going to be hard. Yeah, but at the end of the day, if their family believes more so dealing with like their medicine in a wholesome way or holistic way, and supposed to, instead of Western medicine, and they have like witch doctors, or they do like, you know, just they get their herbs and that's how they make their medicine, then yeah, fam, you know, be part of that culture, baby, and take it all in. And I know that's even a touchy subject in and of itself, but if that's been working for them and that's just what they firmly believe in, and they have like their own rules and laws of the land, then I mean, you got to respect that, because you went over there in some way, shape, or form to saying, hey, I'm pretty much taking a vow that I'm about to be a part of your lifestyle. So, you know, soak it up. And I mean, I don't think it's like a binding contract that you just can't ever exit, but I mean, you know, make your exit, you know, gracefully, and don't sit back and try to question why they do certain, I mean, at least not with the negativity, but, you know, just don't question what they do up to a certain point, and then just, yeah, man, just be about it. Because assuming you were responsible, you did your research as far as like however much you wanted to get into this, then yeah, man, just dive in, soak it all up. That's what I gotta say.
You got anything on that, Eli?
Yeah. The thing is, I don't think you should lose your own culture identity just to fit in another culture's. I think you should appreciate it, respect it. Like if I move to another culture and I'm learning different things, I will sit there learn. I will take time to learn it, understand it, respect it, and do even things that I'm not used to because that's the way they live. But at the same time, I would never just totally write off my own. You know, because you know whether you know or not, culture is can be part of your identity. How you talk, how you speak, how you eat, um, what's considered respectful or not. And you got to assume that when you go to another culture, yes, you should learn their ways, but you don't have to totally disaway yours at the same time. Just like people tell, like, let's say somebody that came from another culture came here, and they be like, oh, now you're American. Don't speak your language. Don't eat your food. Don't dress this way or dress that way. You're American now. And I think that's wrong. Even if it's vice versa. If I go another culture or whatever, I think I should respect their way they live or whatever, their laws, their religion, respect, but not have to actually adopt it. I shouldn't have to do away anything that's part of me or where I grew up or my values or what I think is important to me just for another culture. That's 2 cents.
That's it.
Yeah.
Anything on that, Jules?
So what if like you were converting over to like religious culture, and you know, one person is, and this question is for Elaine. Um, what if one person is Christian and the other one is Jewish, like Orthodox Jew, like they are super Jew, like they never missed a day since they started going to yeah, to the cynic or whatever it is. I forgot what it is, but yeah, to their church. And yeah, like how do you handle that and still practice what you used to be, or what you would still try to be as being Christian, is what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, are you saying that I converted?
Well, that's the thing I'm saying. Like, you potentially want to be someone who is Jewish,
Hold on,
but then,
Jules.
you know, by going,
Jules. Hello.
yeah,
Yeah, you have to start over. You were
can
going
you
in
hear
and
me?
out. Can you hear us?
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're really blotchy.
Sorry, I think it's the area I'm driving through. Sorry,
All right,
once
go
I
ahead.
get
Go
to
ahead. Start
okay,
again.
my bars are back. Yeah, no, so I was just trying to say, like, you know, let's just say, like, you were converting from a religious culture, um, from, like, you know, saying, and I guess I'm trying to figure out, like, what would you do, or how do you deal with someone who's like, hey, you know, I love you so very much and very dearly,
but my parents or the family won't accept you, or I can't accept you as much as we could if you didn't convert or allowed your kid to be, you know, losing your identity as a Christian at that point.
So, okay, you're saying if I'm a Christian and I'm married into someone that's like, let's say, Jewish or whatever.
Yeah, you're thinking about it because they would prefer you do that before taking their daughter's hand in marriage.
Okay, this is the thing. Always say this. I'll do things what I think I can live with for the rest of my life. I can't do things that I think not just regret. I think what I can live with morally. Okay, I'm not going to convert into a religion that I don't prescribe to. I'm not religious in the beginning. I'm not really religious in the first place. But
I guess the question he's asking if, not that that's really you.
if I would not probably engage with a person of a different religion or whatever, or somebody super religious, because it wouldn't match up on what I find important. Like somebody, like you said, that's like Jewish, Muslim, or anything, even Christian, somebody that's like really religious. I would respect them. I would love them as a human being and just listen to them as a human being or whatever. But would I change myself for that person? I wouldn't date that person to allow that. Because I would know that what that religion, being in that religion entails. Especially if I do my research on it. And I'd be like, no, I couldn't be with a Muslim guy. I wouldn't be a good Muslim. I wouldn't be a good Christian. I wouldn't be a good Catholic. So I wouldn't date someone that morals or whatever don't match up with mine. Because I won't want to make that person give up their religion that they think is important, and I think they wouldn't want me to do the same. If I care about somebody, I wouldn't want them to give up a part of them, and somebody I think that cares about me probably won't want me to give up something I find important either. So I wouldn't date someone, put myself in that position to even think about converting.
Okay. Yeah, that was that was what I had for that. Just wanted to hear that response based off of what she was saying earlier. But yeah. We can move on. So whenever y'all ready.
All right, so I guess we got one last question. Who is this? This
Oh,
Jules? Who is this?
Julio, right?
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so is cultural, in a way, is cultural appropriation identity theft?
Oh shit. Uh, yeah. Fuck yeah, it is. Um, shit, we've been having this happen like the whole fucking. Well, maybe not the whole time, but a good amount of time. Uh, shit, man. Because like I said, nowadays you just see rappers out here that are white now, and like, I love my man Eminem, right? I love my man Eminem, I love him to death. But once again, it's like, yes, when you take something, right, and it's been in the culture for a minute, it was accepted, it was hot, but then because as soon as it hits the white face audience, then it's way more acceptable now. Like, yeah, the fuck, there's absolutely identity theft. That's why I feel like the line is so very hard to draw, whether it's appreciation or appropriation. But yeah, when you're sitting back, and whether it's through dances, it's through music, it's through politics, religion, just what I said, individual swag, or just personal philosophies on certain things, women, sex, this and that, the other. Like, if you just sit back and you're doing it for personal gain or capital gain at any point in time, then yeah, it's fucking appropriation and it's definitely identity theft. Because then you have certain people who it's like living a lie. Like they've had it for so long and they've been faking the funk for so long that after a while they just end up believing it. And I'm just like, how, Sway? Like there's so many roots to trace this back to say that this was not you who started this shit, you know? And I mean, we've had this for inventions for many a years, like of white people saying, "Oh yeah, no, we were the ones who did this." I'm like, no, we actually did this first. And this when even just like social media when they had like TikTok, right? But when fucking black people protested that shit was dry. That shit is dry as fuck. And to think that all the people who go on there and post up massive amounts of content to think that within one race that comes out of there stops doing shit, and then when white people just have nothing to copy, like the shit is damn near done. That's fucking crazy to me. That's how you know that the appropriation is real. Because like I see shit all the time when Thea pulls up like this guy who does when you insert joke here, and I see black people doing it. Started seeing it, so I was like, oh, that's fucking hilarious. But then I pop up and see the same shit that white people do it, and when you look at the view count, like this shit is fucking wild, son. They get way fucking more, and act like they were the first fucking ones to do it. Hell, you've had some that have blatantly admitted that they rip and copy our shit as if it was fucking theirs, and that they're about that lifestyle. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, man? Like, we are easily some of the most imitated people out here. Just, whether that, and not even just like, personal stuff outside of it, but like, as our history, our own history has just been erased and just given us identity, or through how we are here. Like we can't. It's hard for us to trace back certain shit that how we were at different parts of history, especially over here, because if you just relied on schools, history would just focus mainly on what happened over here on the white side of things or on the Asian side of things, but very rarely do we see what happens on the Afrocentric side of things, as far as like what we did and how we came up at different parts of the world at different parts of time. And so, now you have it to a point where a lot of these young kids out here think that, oh yeah, the hip hop thing and all this and that or the other is their identity simply because it's belonged to or it's been adopted by a select few people. But then that might not necessarily be you, fam. And even if you did adopt that, you don't necessarily know where you came from, because when they appropriated certain things as far as like what we do, and they would rather have you believe that they did it as opposed to us, you're not quite sure where the fuck it all came from at all. So you have to like talk to family, or you have to read books that aren't even nearly published because they would rather have you buy certain other books that would tell you otherwise. So yeah, our identity has been slandered. It's been like reconformed to fit certain methods of how they want to retell history. Yeah, it's absolutely.
Eli?
I do not think appropriation is identity theft. This is my reasoning. Okay, culture is part of people's identity, but identity comes with so many other things than just the culture. Your culture, which you grew up, that's the foundation. You growing up, different experiences, being exposed to different parts of the world, different languages, the way you sit there think, and the way you are, or who you are, is coming up and getting exposed to different things. Now, identity, that's what makes us individuals. Our different experiences, our different cultures, our different views, and what we grew up with is what makes us. Nobody can steal what's us. What makes us us. Black people, like you said, we went through slavery. We got like our original culture taken from us, and we made our own. Our American black selves make what's beautiful about us. the way we dance, we made our dances that came from Africa and all that, and even spent it to where it's like more appropriate for what um make it more appropriate for like what we have done now. Like let's say like twerking and stuff like that. That didn't originate in America. That originated somewhere in Africa somewhere. It's like mating dances that look totally familiar. But us being like Americans or whatever, we still there saw what our motherland, our people did, and was like, wow, that looks cool. And then we made it our own. We made music our own. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And we still did our identity with like a lot of cultures, a lot like with us, it makes us unique because we still did take something and make it our own, and then make people want to adopt it or copy it or package it. You know what I mean? Like I think that's what's cool about us. But I don't think identity is just what we experience in our culture, what we experience in other cultures, what we live with. I just think it's a foundation because our parents taught us this is how we are. This is like you said, macaroni and cheese. That's part of our culture. Something we'll pass down to our families. Something we appreciate it, right? Something that we still then like, but we still then make it our own or whatever, put our spin on to it for our kids or whatever, or what they deem is more up to date or whatever. So to say that's our only identity, no, I don't think that's I don't think that's identity theft because we got so much stuff to appreciate about ourselves and so much stuff we can be proud of ourselves about. They can say whatever they want. We know it came from this part of the world. We know it came from our family. We know what struggles we went through. We didn't forget. We just got to learn to teach it to our kids, pass it down generation to generation to be proud of ourselves. Because some slavery residue from the past is there, and we sit there like down ourselves or whatever. But we know.
I think you finally did. I think you got him salty. I think you got him salty.
I mean, okay, so because I do agree with some of what she's saying, but then there are reasons why you can say that this is who you are, or there's I guess false insecurities about how you see yourself. Like we like you said, like I'll just bring the twerking example. Some people think that this was done here, because social media it spreads from over here. Okay, cool. We just adopted that as ours. But once again, I do feel that if you sit back and think about where it came from and whose identity it initially came from, and you had no idea, you didn't do the research, and I do feel like that's identity theft because you took something, gave no credit to where it was due, and didn't even adopt it, just said it was yours, and just ran with it. And I feel like whenever you can say, oh well, I like this and that of this type of music because of so and so. You might like that as an individual, but there might even be some further things that have come from your generations of family to where they had music that was similar to that. And then the people who you grew up around, it you might not think of it, like deep down inside, like your subconscious mind might feel something and be like, you know what, that's maybe why I like it. But because you couldn't explore that, you have no idea what your actual identity is, at least in certain aspects of it. So that's why I say, like, it's always just good to question a lot of where certain things come from. Because I get it, at the all end of the day, like, we come from certain cultures and we still have, or around certain cultures, and we go through certain experiences, but do realize that for better or for worse, that these experiences, whether they were I guess ancestral or just even currently as you were growing up, there's a reason to why you like certain things. You inherit a good amount of some of what you think about from your parents' DNA, whether it's your brain, organs, all of that. So, and they grew up within certain cultures before integration was even a thing. So, that's why I think about it. I'm just like, oh man, yeah, I do think it's and certain cases, I would say that she's right, but for most cases, yeah, it is. I think for a lot of it, it is identity theft. I do think for a lot of it, it is actual identity theft.
You can't steal a person's who they come from and where they from and what they exposed to and be that person. So
People
no,
been doing that for
like
years.
music, like music. It's different types of music around the world, right? Don't you like different types of music? Don't you like certain like Korean music, Japanese music, like certain animes and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
Wear
yeah, okay,
you wear the shirts, you play the video games, you still there even try to learn their language, right?
okay.
Do you think that's identity theft?
I mean, in some senses, it is
How?
because you're taking something that wasn't necessarily yours and adopting it without even necessarily, because I know a lot of weebs and anime otakus out here who just they love it and they just don't question the roots of where it come from or the people who produced it or how it even came to be. And in and of itself, just to say like, yeah, that this is me. It's hard to say that you are 100%. This is 100% you without questioning whether you just took someone else's identity or
I think if I'm not uh, totally talking about I'm Japanese or Asian or whatever, I think that's not identity theft. If I sit there appreciate their culture and taking it to mine and like the learn teacher to my kids or whatever, there's certain languages, certain way of dressing, certain way of appreciating certain types of food, even if they're cooking that food. I don't think that's wrong, and I don't think that's identity theft. Those combinations of different things that I was exposed to, and I took it on as my took it out as part of my of being part of me. I don't think that's identity theft. I think it's making me me, making me a unique person. Me
not. I
liking
think
me liking certain people, certain things. Like I also did like nitpick off like certain parts of a culture that I like and probably don't appreciate. Certain religions I would take on and be like, oh, I like this part, I like that part, but I don't like that part. Just like I think that's part of us as human beings. We're finding ourselves. And that finding ourselves and being exposed to different things makes us unique. Not everybody's gonna like the same things, everything at the same time. That identity theft is a little strong. Just put it away. Somebody culturally appropriating isn't trying to be that culture. They'll just adopt it as their own or put their spin on it, but they're not, or say that is theirs, but that's not identity theft.
ah, hard disagree. Hard disagree. Because, like I said, you see a lot of cats out here who will wear the kimonos, they'll rock the samurai gis, and this, and that, and all that other stuff. And it's, what I was going to say earlier was that up to a certain point, I would say it's appreciation, but to the point more so, it's, yeah, what is the other word we've been talking about this whole time? Yeah, it's been appropriation because after you do it outside of a con or outside of just a couple instances here and there, and when you just start to do it a lot, like all the time, like that guy who takes it too far, and there are quite a few of those guys and or girls out there, then yeah, I feel you are stealing someone's identity because you are trying
Now
that hard
you're
to
taking on
incorporate it in your own that you become that, and that's not you. Like that is a part of you, but that is not you as your identity as a whole.
now if you still then take on that type of culture and immerse yourself in that culture and you're not disrespecting that culture, I don't think that's identity theft. That's something part of that culture calls to you more than any other culture, even the one you grew up in. And you know what I mean? Like you ever sit there was like, if I wasn't black, I would love to be this person because that I identify with that culture more than I would any other culture. Like in some things, some cultures are more appealing to others. Like some people take it a little too far. Like granted, like that guy that was like said he's Korean or whatever. You know what I mean? I think he's like disrespectful or whatever. But I'm not Korean. I can't sit there and say what they would find disrespectful. But me myself, I think appropriation and appreciation do is a thin line. But when somebody's there, but identity theft, I think that's a very strong. Only time I think it's identity theft if you take that culture, right, like what they did to us, and then make it unknown to us, let it be lost in time. That's identity theft. That's something I could have had part of me and my family for generations, and that's when it's a bit it is lost. I don't know which part of Africa my ancestors come from, so I wouldn't know which one to adopt. But that's what I
And
think.
that's the thing.
That's what I think. That's identity theft. That's something you took away from someone, and then it's lost. But appropriation itself, then I know my culture. No, it's your job as a person to pass it on like every other culture. They pass their knowledge on from their ancestors to their future family or kids or whatever. That's what you should do. That's why I wouldn't get lost. I don't care where you are. You see people come over here all the time, and their family haven't lost their language. They haven't lost their food, like how they cook their food. They haven't lost their religion. They haven't lost anything, no matter what Americans told you. Don't speak that language here. Don't do that here. You're not in China or Japan or Africa anymore. You're in America. Do what Americans do. And they'd be like, whatever, I'm keeping my language. I'm keeping my culture. That's not identity. But if somebody sit there see that culture and appreciate it in a respectful way, I think there's nothing wrong with it. I don't think that's identity. That's that person trying to express what they identify mostly with. Just like people say nowadays, people say identify with being a male or female. They know they're not, but they still identify with it. Something that in that those people that mostly speaks to them and what they think inside they should be or whatever, or what they appreciate. There's nothing wrong with that. They're not saying all women are trash. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the first woman or some crap like that, or I'm the first man. We know this. But we still then do stuff that we mostly with culture, with music, religion. You choose what you think fits your lifestyle. And if I sit there and think this culture calls to me more than the culture I grew up with, then there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not exactly.
But that still sounds like identity theft in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
Identity
Because
theft.
okay, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you're picking and choosing, and then I just feel that over time, even on a generational level, because parents will tell their kids that, okay, forget Spanish, like you need to learn English because you will fit in over here, this and that or the other. But then, as another example too, I feel like this one just really hit.
The family members doing that. It's not
No, I know, but that's part of the culture. But hold on. I'll make this point, then you can go. I just feel that too, like just whatever culture you choose, even if you feel like you identify with it more, the fact of the matter is you have an identity that you come from, whether you liked it or not. So whether you prefer one that you might see on the outside, the fact that you are going over to there and not even acknowledging your own or practicing anything or even bothering to find out if you even like it.
But that's you changing your identity. That's nobody stealing your. You're not taking from one.
No, you're taking the other person's. You're stealing someone else's to make that your own.
The only time when it's identity theft is you sit there and take that culture away from that person.
I disagree.
You're not taking that thing and something saying this is mine. And nobody.
But I'm saying, yeah, people do that. People do just that.
Who's doing that?
People. Lots of people. They will, like you just said, right? There are people who they cling on to a certain type of culture that, comes from a certain nationality, whatever the case may be, and then they choose to practice that. But then they practice it so long, they forget where they initially came from, and whether you liked your initial identity of where you came from or not, that is still part of what makes you you.
Identity theft. That's you changing your identity.
No, you stole one. You're looking at it from the opposite side, the glass half empty or the glass half whatever. But literally, you are stealing someone else's identity to then fill in to create your own because you don't like the current identity that you currently have.
That's not stealing.
That is.
Stealing is taking from something and giving it to yourself.
Without their permission, right?
Whose permission? Who permission you supposed to get? Is it like a council of Asian people saying, "Oh, you can't wear a kimono"?
That's not the point.
My language, no.
That's not the point, though.
You can't appreciate our music, no. You have to go and take this test.
I mean, you have to take a test to become an American. Shit, why not?
That's not what we're talking about. Stay
Hell,
here.
you tried to bring up fucking men and women into this, but in any case,
Here.
all I'm trying to say is, look, no one's saying that you can't, appreciate a couple things, but when you sit back and you take enough of those things, transform, practice it within your own life because you can't initially resonate with your culture, then you have stolen someone else's identity to make it your own.
You stolen. You're adding to your own.
No, it's not adding if you are forgetting all the other things that made you, or you didn't even know that made you, because you didn't explore what it was.
Me adding this person's religion isn't taking from anybody. Me learning this person's
it's taking away from yourself.
From anyone. Who am I taking it from? I'm not me learning this isn't taking this from this culture. That's stealing. Is identity theft is theft. I'm not taking from one thing or this person and bringing it to me, and that person not getting it.
What do you mean not getting it? I don't understand. What do you mean who's not getting it?
Hey, you not getting, you don't. If I'm learning this, you're not allowed to do this.
It's not even there's no written rules about it, but I mean there wasn't any written rules when they fucking sat back and took like a lot of, once again, credit for our inventions or whatever we did as far as our contributions to building this fucking nation. There wasn't a fucking rule book for that, but then we had like people stealing all types of stuff from our culture and then not giving credit to it. That is stealing.
That's not cultural appropriation. That is stealing. That's not identity theft. That's not cultural appropriation. That's just
it is.
No, it's not.
It's stealing your identity as a part of this nation. When you're claiming that, oh, we built all this, that you are basically saying or not acknowledging the fact that black people did a lot of this shit and saying that you did.
That's writing us off in history books. That's not cultural. That's not a cultural thing. Science, math, stuff like that. That is something that's globally. That's like everybody practices. Everybody does that. That's not a cultural thing. If it's an invention on the TV, that's daggone science. That's technology. Technology is around the world. Everybody learned it.
But certain people started that, and then for some people would rather have you think that it was other people who did. So that would be stealing.
In the car. You sure?
Yeah, but I'm just gonna walk to meet her because she thought
you gotta learn like the little differences. Cultural.
You want to think over there?
Culture thing, like the way you eat, the way you your people dress, your religion, your hairstyles, your music. That's culture. And
if you die, I'm a beat your ass.
That's cool. If somebody said they'd rather identify more with one culture than the other, or put it like add to it. A lot of times we're Americans, we add to different things. Like we'll sit there and get like Chinese food. It's a lot of American Chinese food. You go over there, they be like, "What the hell is that shit you talking? What food are you talking about?" You know,
yeah, but even
we make it our own, or we sit there and get stuff and appreciate it.
But not to the point when you think that that's how Chinese people think that they eat.
They're stealing from somebody's identity and making it, and so they're making it like you. That's you. But you sit there and just sit there like, hold up, I like this. I like the music there. I would even make music similar to that. Even if music called Afro Cuban. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of cultures that sit there infuse two cultures together, music, and make something more beautiful. That's where all this subgenre stuff come from.
Right, but then when you sit back and you pick and choose, either one of these cultures, that I just don't feel like you're really embracing either one. You're just picking the parts of each culture that you like without acknowledging where any of the other came from.
That's human. Not everybody likes to adopt everything 100%. I don't care who you are. You don't believe every little thing. That, like I said, even a religion, you be all like, well, I don't know about this. I can't fully adopt that.
Fam, there are some cats who follow the Bible to a T.
A lot of people.
There are some cats.
A lot of people pick and choose what they think is right in the Bible.
I don't.
I say a lot. I ain't say everybody, but everybody said that like don't question anything or anything.
I think even saying a lot is a stretch.
I'm just saying a lot of people.
I'm just saying when you take too much of it, and then you start to forget your own, because that's what happens most of the time. I feel you start to gravitate towards about certain things, whether that's how you grew up, whether the music you listen to, because your certain racial or ethnic friends you hung around, or the activities that you do because that was the thing to do, and then you forget over time where you came from, or you don't bother to explore the roots. That's why there's such a disconnect from the kids now. Like, they don't know where they came from.
Where they came from.
Like, if you ask your kids where you came from ancestrally or culturally, they don't know where they came
so
from.
Where do we start from that? Where to teach the kids? Where do we start?
With the families that came from Africa at the very least, or different parts of the world with that people from Africa travel to.
Africa is a whole big ass continent, right? You got different freaking cities, you got different states, you got different countries,
yes,
right? But
that's part of their culture that you can trace that back to.
It's so different from one part of Africa to another part of Africa. So which one?
Yes,
like right there.
It don't matter, but whichever one it came from is part of your culture.
And why would I think one over the other? Like, it's like so many centuries that passed, so many people that mixed within. We can't just say this part of Africa. We got to say 15, 20 different parts of Africa and made up to me.
From the earliest time that you can trace back the start of your family to now is where you can find your cultural roots.
Identity theft right there. That's identity theft.
What's identity theft?
Away from your family, like something that came from your roots. They took away our roots. We don't know where our peeps come from, originated from, right? So
no, some of us actually do.
That's part of the culture that we could have stood there and had within our family for generations. A lot of white people know where their family come from the Mayflower, whatever, which part or whatever. And their family, so they came here from Ireland and signed the paper, yeah, I'm American, and all that. And they started from there. Like great-great-great-grandpappy came from Ireland and came here and made a life for himself. So he met my mother, blah, blah, my great-great-great-grandmother. We don't have that luxury.
Yeah, we do, because my family tree is being able to be traced. I'm working on that now, so it is. Plus, trust me, families are doing that. And to the point, all I'm trying to say.
A lot of us don't have that. You gotta sit there and say that. A lot of us don't have that. Slavery stripped our identity that way. Now that's our identity theft.
And because of that,
another culture adopted some parts that I like about it to mine. Because some parts, not every culture going to be 100%. Because I grew up in America, and I know some things I'm like, man, I couldn't do that every day. I'm loud. So imagine I go to other places where it's more acceptable to be pretty closed mouth or chew with your mouth closed or slurp or the way you wear your hairstyle or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's when it's like, just take some things and appreciate some things, and that can make who you are. That's part of your identity. That's something you adopted and liked and put in, even religion. Something I adopt, fully subscribe to, that's part of me.
Nah, fam. Because if you never really figured out where you came from, back then culturally, and you can, then you're still, you say adopting, but when that becomes the majority of who you are, then you have stolen it.
Stolen it from who? Who are you stealing from?
The culture.
How are you stealing from the culture? How's me liking something going to make them? How's it going to take from the other people?
I didn't say liking just something. When you steal a majority of what people practice in a certain culture, that is what's called stealing an identity and just taking it as your own.
I'm taking something,
and especially you don't even know,
and putting it in my personal thing. Putting it in my own personal beliefs and my own and the way I want to look or the way I want to dress. How is that stealing from another identity?
Because that's not your culture. You can dress up in a kimono all they want, but that's not your culture.
I mean, look, I can sit there. Nobody sit there and say that that's their culture. You sit there and say, I appreciate their culture. I didn't say it was mine. It's something I to put into what I think.
something I like to do. It's something about that culture I like. Doesn't mean I'm all of a sudden this race. All of a sudden I'm this that.
Okay.
Stop. I'm black. It's obvious. If I go in any other place, I'm gonna be looked at as a black.
Are you?
What the
Are
hell?
you sure? Because you haven't traced it all the way back. How do you even know? My whole point is, if you don't even know your original roots, how is it that you can say you know who you are now simply because you took some things from here, some things from there?
The fact that my identity, my family's identity, my ancestors' identity was stolen from them. And I don't mean like somebody appreciated it and took it. I mean that the language was lost. The music was lost. The hairstyles and the way they carry themselves is lost.
You don't know that. You haven't done the research.
I don't know that. Julio, majority of black Americans don't have that luxury.
We talk about you, player.
What the hell? I don't have it either. I don't even know my great grandparents' names. You know what I mean? It's like going back that far, it's going to have a daggone wall. A lot of black people hit a wall when it comes to going back past past slavery.
Which is why you can talk to existing family who are still alive, and they might actually know who you are from a cultural identity from however long ago. You have current family now that you could talk to and find that information out.
Wrong with them.
Just because you don't rock with them, I mean you can't find it out.
You're not hearing me, are you?
There's somebody in the family, I'm sure, would mind explaining that to you on a hypothetical basis.
Nobody
Hold on.
certain things is alive. No one.
Somebody in your who's living right now will know something about who you culturally were from however long ago.
Nobody. Why don't you gonna tell me about my family?
Because your family ain't all dead, baby.
No, they don't.
You just might not know certain ones that you haven't associated with.
No.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Man,
That's
I didn't know this last question was make you guys so salty.
You knew. Stop lying. That's exactly why you saved it for last. You mother lover. I knew it.
I knew it.
Just saying, man. Just saying.
Identity theft is strong for cultural appropriation.
Say that again, Lion?
I think identity theft is too strong of a word for cultural appropriation.
You sure? Tell that to the massive amounts of white people out here.
I think it's like too strong of a word.
Too strong.
But it's not telling me that it's not telling me to not practice my. It's not telling me no. You're a black person. This is ours now. You can't do it anymore. No.
I mean, what do you think? It's like you can even argue that they're stealing it away from us, is to the point we just don't even want to know about it. I think that's even worse. You look at things like critical race theory and why certain people don't want you to talk about your own, just even the basic stuff that we learn now. I'm just saying, like, they're stealing away a lot of our history and rewriting it. I also think that it's a form of stealing to make it seem like they did it.
You can get chicken nugget in the air fryer form.
Yeah.
You can listen to certain and comedy. You can look at certain styles. You know it originated from a certain culture. You'll see a pattern, even a pattern. You're like, that's so African. That sheepy print, that's African. Which part of Africa, I don't know. Because again, I don't know that much about a lot of cultures. I need to rectify that, but still. Appreciating cultural appropriation can be wrong. It can sit up there and I wouldn't say identity theft, this is not taken away from individuals per se or a group of people, but I think people appreciating the culture with respect is cool and liking it, because that would give us great things, collaborations and stuff like that. Even different types of movies and stuff.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it's stealing or not stealing if pretty much everyone does a certain thing that a culture mainly did before everyone else did it?
Say that again.
Do you think it's stealing or not if something started off in any culture and now everyone's doing it as a regular thing? Like whether it's how you talk, certain words, the way you dance, the way you act,
Well,
anything.
Because our language is made up of different languages. Like certain words are for French, certain words are Latin, certain words are African, certain words are from this and that and that and this. I think taking something and making it where it can benefit like certain society you live in, especially like it exposes us to different things. It allows us to even know how to approach a certain language or different languages. I think there's a benefit to it. I always think it's a benefit to learn, go be exposed to different people. I think it's ludicrous that we just want to be to yourselves.
But when do the lines get too blurred is I guess what I'm trying to say to that with that question. When does it become too blurred when you can't even remember or realize where something came from because now everyone is doing it without knowing where it came from?
I say speak up. Call people.
How are you going to speak up?
People have been doing that forever. Speaking up on like they be like, oh no, that came from Africa. That hairstyle came from Africa. Some people like, oh, dress came from here. Oh no, it came from this part actually. You sit there and learn your history and learn how to argue people down, and you put it out there instead of just laying down and letting people do it.
But you just said you don't even have access to yours. How are you going to do that for people that are interested to know about your history?
Have that as my culture, or know about a culture, like have that as my actual culture to learn about a culture.
But I'm saying, so when you die,
Africa,
but what?
I'll sit there and learn it instead of just.
But if you don't know, then you can't teach it to anybody because whether, like I said, whether you like it or not, that's part of you, and you have no idea.
Certain cultures and certain outfits and different patterns. You can do that. Doesn't mean it's yours, but you can.
Yeah, if you started it and people took it, that means it's yours.
What are you saying? I don't understand what you're saying.
You were talking about dresses and things from different cultures, right? If you started off with that and other people took it, then yes, you were the originator of that style. Yes, other people are appreciating it, but you are the originator of that style.
If that person goes around and saying, "Oh, it started here," and you can go back and like pictures out after back in the day, people.
But when you die, or whoever else knows this information dies, and it doesn't.
This type of tattoo didn't originate here. These markings means war or love or peace, or we do certain like let's say the ear gauges and stuff like that. Stretching the ear is started out in certain cultures. We know it originated in certain cultures in certain parts of Africa because we got old pictures to attest to that. So
yeah, a few.
That's their started or whatever. That's a lie. And then you can sit there and say that. And you can refute that daggone the argument with actual evidence.
But see, my thing is you won't have that because assuming, let's just say you pass it down to your kids. You'll be lucky if those kids, who knows, these days may even have kids. And then next thing you know, a few people get confused about where it actually came from because maybe somebody didn't keep track of the tree or maybe someone remembered something incorrectly. And then next thing you know, you have incorrect history of what happened or what was culturally accurate in between your family. And the thing is, to an extent, you have a point. But majority of the people, especially, like I said, these kids, they don't know. And guess who they find that out from? Their parents. But then they don't know because they were never told from their ancestors because they didn't live long enough or they missed some information they couldn't find. So the point is, it's going to continue to go down, down, down until either you don't remember or it's going to be a real messy history that you can't make up anymore.
Well, Julio,
because
Julio, that's called time. What I mean by that things are eventually going to get lost. Like things that like what's deemed appropriate right now wouldn't then be like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, with cultures or anything. Like certain cultures change their ways of thinking all the time, and it gets lost and it gets taught. Sometimes
Yeah, and then when it gets adopted to even more cultures, you'll never know where it came from.
identity theft. This is just people changing their ways, going with the times.
So you think that's conveniently just forgetting, and people are just,
That's not
oh, it's just gonna change over time, so that's just how it is.
well, some things how it was back in the day. It sucked back then and it's changed now. Like slavery. People thought that was acceptable. That was part of the culture. That was part of the American experience. But the fact that
But
people
well,
thought
okay.
wrong changed their
But
mind.
some people don't even know, or some people don't remember how long ago it was. So it's the bits and pieces progressively over time.
It gets lost. In time, everything gets lost. That's the way of thinking, the way of dressing, the way of cooking, the way of being.
You don't think that's intentional? People are just forgetting, and then it just gets lost.
It's time, and when we learn we learned from what our ancestors did, and we improve on it most of the time.
I think that's a very ignorant thing to say.
And we sit there and be like, "Oh, our ancestors used to do this with TVs," we'll be stuck. We always try to change and make better. Even with religion, we change and make better.
But you should still remember what it was that got you there. The fact that people don't remember anymore is already part of it. You think that it just naturally happens. This is intentional.
It naturally happens. It naturally happens. A lot of languages are lost to us.
Nah.
A lot of languages are lost to us now because things are not useful to us now.
Nah, B. To that point, sure. But to other points, as far as like history and the culture that we're trying to keep this in, it's intentional. There's a reason why if you stay here, that once again, demographic is 70 some odd percent white. You're going to see media all the time that's going to be white or whitewashed, and people won't know. Like you and us might know because we had a few select people that were able to tell us, but that number gets lower and lower and lower. And then intentionally, as they keep pushing this out there, this isn't just getting lost. This is select people trying to make sure that a certain legacy is passed on and remembered or altered.
You pass it on to your kids. You go on social media. There's so much technology out here, and you can get a voice from right now. Back in 20, 30 years ago, you couldn't get, it was hard to push against in the media. Now we can go on YouTube. We can go on here.
Well, that YouTube, they do a lot of censoring and stuff nowadays.
Yeah, but again, we don't have to go to YouTube. I'm saying it's so much things you can do to put a platform out there, tell people what's what. And people that's if you interesting enough, or you sit there have something to say, and in a coherent way, people are going to listen. Because people sit there, people always want to learn. And if you have something to say that's something coherent and and comes with a lot of facts, and you have a lot of things that show those facts, are actual truths or whatever. No bullshit.
But who determines what's true and what's not true?
Exactly.
Well, if you got something, the person got to do it themselves. If you put that information out there, it's their responsibility to see if it's true or not. You can't go on the news and just listen to that shit as if it's fucking true. You gotta sit there and do your due diligence and see if that shit's true. Because if you go listen to media and all that, a lot of stuff is like.
But that's what I'm saying. If you did your research and you found that all these things were true, but the media turns around and say no, that is not true.
You're gonna have that. You're gonna have that. Just like
so then they will remove your thing. So what you said was true is no longer true.
That person the person that's the viewer has to do that stuff too. You can't believe everything you hear on TV. Can't believe everything you hear on radio. You can't believe the person right next to you telling the story that you knew for 20 years. You gotta sit there. If something don't sound true, or you sit there, you gotta question everything. You are a dummy if you don't question everything. If you sit there, something don't ring true or whatever, you gotta sit there and do your due diligence and go out there and see. You can't sit there and believe everything people tell you. Media next door, you gotta sit there and see for yourself. You always gotta see the truth.
Right. But so then where are we supposed to find the people to confirm this? Because if you knew, you wouldn't be looking for the information to begin with, and you would have had the other belief. But if there are the people who aren't around to confirm this,
You can't.
or everything around you seems to be debunking what you, then
That's
where's
how
the truth at?
confirm shit. You only get one source. Oh, this person said therefore it must be true. And don't do no research on, see over here. Let me go older. Let me go back in archives. Let me go back in this. Let me interview this person. Let me go see this person. If you really, really want, it's been an age where everything is at our fingertips. I don't even have to have an actual, I can just have my fucking phone. And I can sit there and make phone calls, research things, go back in archives, get old newspapers, go sit up there and find things. And if some things are wrong, but you gotta sit up there and be like, well, my research, it was this. You got to research stuff. You can't just believe people on just what, they never do one resource. You never do that. When you study anything and want to learn anything, and when I sit there have it where it's as close to the truth as you can be, you got to research stuff. I don't sit there ever take anything for word for it just because somebody tell me on TV. When I was a kid, I did. When you get older, you be like, no, that's not the case. They'll spin it to make Americans look better. And if you go in this other source, like another country, and they be like, nah. And in between is probably the truth. Everybody trying to make themselves look good.
But that's just the, hold on one second. Yeah. Yeah.
And remember when
everybody wants to see in the echo chamber. Everybody wants to be right. Nobody wants to see if they have anything that challenges their point of view. That's where people mess up at.
But here's my thing, because what going kind of back to what Rama said, like if there's a certain people controlling what it is you're able to find, how are you then able to determine what is or what isn't true? Because you just said yourself, you can't find very easily because of what history has conveniently lost, as you put it, your own history. Why is it that you can't just go in at your fingertips and figure out where you came from, where any of us as Black people came from?
Again, a lot of that stuff is lost to your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-grandparents. Because all you was taught not to practice your religion. You was taught, your great-great-great-grandparents were taught not to practice their religion, not to practice their language. Practice Christianity. You know, something that tells people that the slave master is God to you.
But that's just my.
Still practicing.
Okay, that's
to pacify us to sit there and be weak.
That's fine. Go ahead. That's fine, but see, once again, that just goes to the point of, you know, I just find it very very funny that, you know, I'm sure, like you said, you know, with these white people who also have had long histories that have been, you know, not recorded or some recorded, and then they can go and they can find a lot of their shit with a fair amount of ease. But when it comes to us, it's just not that way. And you just don't question why you think that is, or why you think that it's still that hard.
A lot of white people that came in their own, that nobody made them come here. Nobody told him his new name is Toby. Nobody told him not to practice his religion and all that, lose his religion, lose his language. Nobody told him that he couldn't sit up there and be this person.
So my thing is, if these people can go back as far as they want to find out their whole identity, right? Chances are they're sitting on ours right now, right?
No, it's been lost because a lot of times.
No, it's not been lost. They know.
Yeah,
you know they know.
Show me proof on that, because I'm like, what do you
mean? Come on, man. Come on, come on, Elaine. Think about
it.
You know damn well these motherfuckers know. No. Ain't no fucking way they don't know. They're not idiots.
They know that we come a certain. Do they sit there? They want us to sit there lose our certain selves, so they sit there wouldn't have that. If they do, they have it somewhere.
No, they know it. They just don't want you to know it.
Yes.
But that's like conspiracy. I gotta know, why do you think that?
Elaine, because my thing is, if you're willing to entertain that they're able to sit back and, regardless of whether they came on their own volition or whatever the reasons why they are here, how is it that you can believe that they can do all this, but yet we cannot? That's just all I'm saying, man. Like, it doesn't add up.
Nobody made them change their religion. Nobody made them do anything. Now, Irish people know that got some shit done with them. It was treated like second-class citizens, sure, right?
But they were in Britain, and they came over here and seceded.
But they stood there, but they signed papers saying, my name is Jonathan McLaughlin, and now I'm an American citizen. And they have these, like, they have these books. They have signatures and signatures this. And them, you know how they had us? Black African from this part. Her name, they probably didn't even try to learn our names and say name her. Now her name is Susan. Now
and all this is what? Intentional, right?
Take all the surnames of the daggone slave master, whoever was.
You don't think that was intentional?
Your last name ain't Bronner. My last name ain't this and that. And so if you go back and there's something way different. And
yeah.
Because it was by design to lose that type of shit. It was by design to have our families forget about that stuff.
Exactly.
If we pass that down, and get punished if we pass that down. You get killed for shit like that because they want that lost. They thought
okay, so if you can admit that, then how can you not admit that, you know, they haven't been stealing or been like off-putting our own identities for years because they've been controlling that. This is intentional.
You're talking about African culture or whatever part of Africa versus American culture. Black Americans have a different way of living and thinking than people in Africa.
Any of the part of it, whether we came here on the boats part of the culture or before we were even over their culture, there's a reason why at this current point in time, it's not easy for us to sit back and find this out. From that point in time, it was intentional. To today, it's intentional.
That's what makes it law. It was intentional. Nobody said it wasn't. Nobody said it was not intentional for them to do that.
You don't have to directly say that it was. You don't think it was intentional, but by the words that you use otherwise is telling you that you don't believe that happened.
So if you stay docile and not know the language or know how to read or whatever.
Okay, so my question is, why would they go through those lengths just for us not to remember? Why would they do that?
So we still did stay back then. The purpose was to stay ignorant and not know the cult, not know how to learn ourselves. Like education is empowerment. Identity is empowerment. So,
but how can you?
Oh no, I'm not gonna believe in your Jesus. I don't believe in this. A lot of times you sit there and get a book. They took that book, the Bible, and told people, see, you're supposed to be good to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they could have done this to any other people, and they could continue to do this to any other people. Why us specifically?
Because we're supposed to be more. We look the most different.
Okay, so we look the most different. So there must be something deeper, right?
We're supposed to be stronger, or whatever they perceived us as back then. They didn't see us as humans back then.
I mean, right. But so the thing is, when we were talking about how hard it is or easy it is, my point is you just don't think that it's unintentional, that things just naturally have gotten lost? No. They have been manipulating the situation from day one. That is exactly why that they don't have records of us and have our names down. That's why.
That was part of it. You lose culture, you lose identity, you lose something, lose a lot of things. But they didn't expect us to stand up for ourselves. They didn't expect, like a lot of white Americans didn't agree with that shit. They didn't expect that. And then
but I feel like you're missing the point.
Now that they got freed, now we have to figure out our own shit.
We're not saying that it wasn't lost. We're just saying how it was lost. And the way you're saying it was lost makes it seem like it just happened naturally.
No, I said,
and not.
Oh, that's not. You twist my words. That's not what I said.
You just did. Did she not say that it just naturally happens over time?
I'm talking about now. I'm talking about nowadays. I was going to say over time, like how we are now is going to get lost. I'm saying back then it was lost in a systemic way.
You don't have to say, okay, at this point, you don't even have to use the word naturally. That's just what it is. If you just say through time, that's natural. That's natural progression.
Naturally, it's going to change. People attitudes, people way to dress, the way people eat, because especially racial mixing and
Pretty sure
cultural
we're still eating
mixing
fried chicken.
is going to change. Back then, it was systemically changed. Even when
And so you think it's naturally just happening now, or sorry, just time, natural, or just time progression. That's just how it's happening now.
We can look at stuff. Time changes technology. Time change hairstyles. Time change food. How we cook food.
Within the cultural bounds.
Okay, name other than us, other than our people. Name a culture that completely lost their whole heritage, their identity over time, and not kept up with their shit. Not at all.
It depends on where they grew up at, and it's like a lot of cultures from back then.
Okay, but even when a Chinese, hold up. Even if a Chinese man is born in America, he can always go to grandma. He can always go somewhere if someone's still in his country. He can get his whole history.
Yeah, but I'm saying this. I'm saying this. As time progresses, certain things get lost because your great grandparents aren't there. Your grandmother time is way different than your great grandmother's time, right? Because that person that knew about great grandmother is probably dead and long dead, and then after hundreds of years, we all get forgotten. We all do. Nobody's gonna remember me 200 years from now. Nobody's gonna remember me 100 years from now, unless I do something totally great or whatever. But a lot of times, it's gonna get lost. Some things remain, but a lot of things gets lost. Nobody says China back then is way different. Like in
okay, but they still remember.
1800s. The way they said they go mode transportation is different now. Technology changes things. People
but they
attitude
still
changes
remember.
things. People exploring the different parts of the world.
I get that. People change over time. Ways change over time, but they still remember exactly who they are.
Look, nobody said that. Unless a lot of times that gets translation too, because a lot of languages that was old back then, nobody nowadays would know what the fuck they talking about. Unless somebody's hold on. Okay.
Everybody's cutting off. I don't know where Jules went. What the hell?
Oh, hold on. Oh,
Everybody went.
He gone? Julio left?
Yeah, I don't know where he went. Unless he had a call on the other line. Hold on, here he is.
My bad.
There he is.
But yeah, it's like Ramos was saying. Yes, we've acknowledged that things do change. Yes, but the thing is, people, like your brother was saying, people remember that they changed. So
we
the
remember
fact that
everything changed too. Why do y'all see misconstrue what I'm trying to say? What I'm trying to say is people's attitudes change. I'm saying things get lost in certain things because nobody practices certain things anymore. And some things, rightfully so. Some things should die.
But that's not, we understand that. But what we're trying to convey to you is that people still remember the old attitudes, what things used to be as part of their history and their culture.
To a certain point, a lot of times it's these books. And people say they glorify things back in certain days or whatever. And sometimes people don't, so that we talk about one person's perspective on things. And sometimes languages get lost and we sit there and read or whatever, or what the people meant back in the old days.
So Latin is not even a forgotten language, but we still remember where the fuck it came from.
Like a lot of people are dead. That's dead.
But right, but we still remembered where they came from and can trace it back to cultural roots. Some of these roots which can identify to who your family was and therefore who you are.
It's come from, but it doesn't mean that we still there, it's not lost. Like people, it will be alien to them.
Okay.
But did he,
I just
hold on.
Y'all got me salty. Shit.
Dang, we only made it to episode 2. I thought it would take longer, but we really got my man. He interjected. He said, "Fuck the questions." I'm asking all the questions now and all the answers.
Y'all be tripping. What's going on? Is that your sound? Your mic is messed up.
No, we can still see you. Just your audio is.
Yeah, it sounds strange. I don't even know how to explain it.
It's like a. I don't know, like something's trying to jam a signal.
Go out and come back in real quick. Go out and come back in.
Leave the room and then come back into the room.
Reboot that.
Oh man.
Got you salty, huh?
Oh my gosh, the salt levels are definitely over 9,000. They're off the charts, hitting record highs tonight.
Oh man.
I'm coming. Doo-doo. I'm here. I'm here.
Looking for a corpse anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Welcome.
You too.
Lucius, don't ever be human, huh?
Mary, you got an opinion about everything. We're still alive. The kidnapper.
Why is he bothering me?
Oh man, it's got worse.
It got worse.
What is going on?
It's like someone's jamming your signal, man. They're trying to stop the truth from coming out. They've been listening in on the conversation. They're like, no.
The net is
Shut it down.
There's no reason you can't follow protocol. Were you dropped in your head as a baby?
Yes.
This is where we should search. It's remote.
Gotta get you some more of this. Probably make some wings.
Turns out to be a waste of time.
So y'all been on for way too long. 2 hours is too long.
I was about to say, you're probably gonna have to do a lot of editing. Oh man. Yeah, probably went like a half an hour. I'm gonna try to work on getting the setup straight and then just having to work having Thea catch Uber so I don't have to interrupt the broadcast. So I'm gonna work on that.
Yeah.
I gotta start thinking of my
Oh, you ready for Tuesday,
stories.
right?
I'm telling you, after tonight, I'm gonna start getting these stories lined up so we can get this thing rocking and rolling, man.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. No takes on, well, unless people want to, but no takes on this one. This is just, it's raw me coming into reality.
Yeah.
Making it out in the world. Stories. Oh, what did I call it? Scenes in the life of a showman.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got that shit written down. It's ready to go.
I gotta work on these banners, and I'm gonna try to just start.
Oh yeah, did you get that text?
I believe I did. I just haven't opened the link. So what I'll see if I can do tomorrow actually is open it up and start playing around with it. See what I can make of it. Oh wow, there's like nothing in here. Oh no, I think I set myself up for dinner failure. Let's see if I can have some more.
I'm thinking maybe she restarted her phone.
Oh no. Can I have some of the popcorn chicken? Thank you.
He's dead.
Guess we should think about what game we want to play next week too. That's what I really need to do tomorrow when I get some time is download your account so I can see what other games you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on your solo stream, you doing Street Fighter?
Yeah, we can kick some things off with some Street Fighter. Run some casuals. I think maybe I'll just do like a random pick just to add some more spice to it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, work on that, and then yeah, come in swinging. I'm gonna come in swinging, have some good stories to kick off. Some show DLC. Ooh, what is this? Oh, these are my fries. Hell yeah! I'm such a kid. Look, this cat's over here getting obsessed over some fries out of here.
Yeah, my phone was down. That's probably why.
Oh, your phone was dying?
Yeah.
What's
Oh
this
no!
new name? You got a new name? What's this name?
I know. I didn't mean to put that fucking.
Ooh, I can't see it. What's the name? I can't even see it.
Gio. I don't know.
Geo. Oh, like
Gio.
Hio.
Gio.
See, she secretly wants to be me, so she cut out the U, the L.
Yeah, what up? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I want to be.
If you just had the U and the L, it'd be Julio.
That's what I want to
So, I see what she tried to
Just
do
like
there.
you.
I had a feeling, it's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll teach you the ways.
Nah, I think I got it.
I will show you the. Oh, see.
I got it. I'm trying to steal your identity.
That. Oh, Ramos, you heard that, right? She tried me. See, that's how it starts.
That's how
I'm not going to steal your identity, and then
Like,
slowly but steadily. I'm entrusted to write the book of jewels, and then there's going to be a whole bunch of things left out intentionally.
Damn.
Like, it's going to be like Jules was the most.
People that write history always rewrite that shit. So there you go.
Yeah. See, now you trying to believe while we off the cuff now and shit. That's okay.
Well,
oh man,
I guess we're all done here, right?
Yes.
I think that's a wrap, Cap.
Well, that was pretty good. So
Yeah.
hope everyone liked it. We got
I'm
8
satisfied.
subscribers. So if anyone watches it, like and subscribe, and we'll bring you more.
Oh, we got 8? Oh shit,
Oh
son.
yeah, we got 8. We moving up.
Hell, man, yes. I'm with it. I'm excited. I don't give a damn. The fact that we had 8 lost souls who managed to listen to this banter for 2 hours. I'm with it, son. I'm with it. I can get with this. We can't disappoint these 8 people. We gotta bring it. We gotta keep bringing it.
Pretty good, guys. Pretty good.
Yeah. This is all you, Maestro. This is all you. Bringing us to the salty levels.
Like and subscribe, and we'll bring you some more. Jules will be on Tuesday for his solo.
Yeah. Get ready.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
You ain't know about that, Elaine? You ain't know about that action?
I did not know.
Tell her the name.
Oh man, you're gonna love it because of course yours had to come up with a smooth name, so we called it "Scenes from the Life of a Showman." So get ready.
Yeah.
It's about to be hot. Where's your solo?
Man, I'm thinking about the first one is like Jitterbug Try. I was thinking about something I can do right now. I was gonna do the ride the bike thing. Learn how to ride a bike.
Learn how to ride a bike.
I'm not that good with it, but
I gotta see this.
It'd be funny to see me fall on my ass a couple times.
Yeah,
wow, man.
I'm not embarrassed by it though. That's the thing. People don't laugh at that. You're like, it wasn't part of my childhood.
You should definitely be embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for you.
It wasn't part of my childhood. A lot of shit I didn't do when I was young. A lot of shit.
I specifically remember you riding the bike when you were young.
I rode bikes. I got taught a lot. Mostly every time I got on the bike, I got fucked up.
I remember we laughed at her for like getting hit by parked cars.
I know. I told you.
How do you
I
get hit by a
yes,
parked car?
Exactly.
How,
I hit you a
fam?
parked car.
What did you do?
Yes. 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 I told you, man. I
Man.
get nervous and get in my head, and then I fuck up with everything. That's why I try not to get in my head. I try to like step out of it one.
Oh man, I might have to miss my own session just to watch this shit. Holy man.
Hey man, whatever gets me views. No, I didn't see that.
But
I'm
we'll
gonna
talk
use.
about it. We'll talk
I
about
already
it.
told you there's a lot of shit I should have done.
Did you even
But I was
rollerblade,
doing other
skate?
Skate, I'm not good at that. I went skating, but that was most for schools. But I'm not good at that either.
Anything with wheels seems to be the common
Well, yeah,
thread
pretty
here.
much. Just because, okay, when I was growing up, my parents never bought me a bike. My parents never bought me skates.
That's no
Damn.
excuse.
The only people I
learned.
had access to
Yeah,
was
you should have
friends.
gone to a friend's house.
I
Something.
did go to a friend's house. That's how I got fucked up in bikes.
Man, your friends suck. They didn't teach you how to ride a bike.
No, they think that shit's funny. I have friends with sense
It
of
was
humor, so
funny.
me getting fucked up is funny. It's like I'm laughing at their ass.
It was very funny.
They just invited her over just to, hey, you guys want to see
Get
something
your
fucking
ass-
hilarious?
Get our ass beats. Like, was funny. So my friends didn't have sympathy.
Okay.
Damn.
So, do you guys got an outro? You got an outro you want to do? Anyone?
I mean, I didn't have anything rehearsed or nothing, but thank y'all for anybody who stopped by to tune in on this madness yet again. We really appreciate this shit. Come back. It'll get better. I promise. You'll see my face consistently because I know I'm like in and out like fucking Batman and shit. But yes, we love you all for whoever's listening. And we promise to keep you entertained and keep you more or less informed on some shit. If you feel you want to call someone out, please do. And I'll let you know where I got my info of any from too, because I'm that guy. I'll let y'all know. So I don't know about my debate partner over here, but I'll let y'all know where I got shit from. So yeah. Good night, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Love y'all. Like and subscribe. Peace.
Eli, anything?
Yeah, just watch.
Just watch.
Just watch. Subscribe, whatever.
Yeah, just fucking watch.
Whatever you do, you don't even gotta like and subscribe. Just watch.
Just
tune in.
Just fucking even just like 5 minutes. Just give us 5 minutes. Make sure you're hooked for like the whole hour. You can watch a slow movie. You can watch.
All right.
Man, that's a long ass outro.
Well, we'll definitely we'll see you guys Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm gonna have something rehearsed. I'm gonna rehearse some more shit. Trust me.
Mine is probably pretty much Jitterbug out. See you later.
Jitterbug out. Branch out. Jules out. Game and debate out.
Yeah.